Croeso, good evening and welcome to Back Air on week 1 of Cafe Spring. And today I've asked you to bring a chair, and that's because I've been teaching a seated Pilates class in Borth, and I found the chair to be really useful. And I think, like, if you're new to back air and you're a bit worried, it's quite a nice starting point anyway. I'm not saying we're using the chair for the whole session, but for a 35-minute session, we will be doing some seated work, some standing work, and using the band as well. Now, I've asked you to bring a mat, so you do know you're going down on the floor as well. But I forgot to ask you to bring a ball. So the Pilates ball is something I use frequently, probably nearly every Pilates class that I teach live, and not every class I teach online, but nearly every class. Hi Sue, how are you? So if you do have a Pilates ball, please feel free to use it. If you don't have one, then get a small cushion. You can't have like a big fat cushion. It has to be like a little cushion, you know, like the little teeny ones. If you want to buy one of these balls, I think they're in Morrison's at the moment. Okay, somebody got some today for £1. Okay, I can't promise they won't pop. You need to buy better quality ones probably, but you never know. They might last forever. So seated Pilates gives us an opportunity to have a look at the spine in a seated position. And I think because we spend so much time sitting, it's actually quite functional to be able to do some Pilates work whilst we're sitting down. So we're going to get started standing, then we're going to do seated work, then we're going to do some standing work using the chair, and then we're going to see how we go with time, because time always runs away with back care. I've shortened this session for many reasons, but mainly to do with my mother and Bryn being away and we're just keeping it at 35 minutes. So we're going to get going. All right. So as ever, we want to have a check of our posture before and after. You've seen before and after photos. I reckon you could do a before and after photo in between your class. So standing with your feet in that hip distance apart position. Now, if you're not sure what hip distance apart means, there's a very technical measurement for this. So the front of the pelvis here has got a bony bit. You might have to dig, okay? And this anterior spine or forward spine of the pelvis should be pointing at me, like two little headlights. And then your hips sit directly over the centre part of your kneecap. But most importantly, the second toe and the centre part of the kneecap line up. So you don't have your feet like this, you don't have your knees like this, you don't have one foot like this, and you don't think this is hip distance apart, okay? So if you were to get a black felt tip and draw a line down your legs like you do with your black stockings in the war, they should be a direct line from your second toe all the way up to your hip joint. Secondly, you want to move the pelvis forward. Too often we have the pelvis in this tilted position, and you want to adjust the pelvis so that the tailbone points down, or the sacrum is down a little bit. You've still got a curve in your back, and you just want to pull the front of the pelvis forward a little bit, and you'll feel your glutes activate. Then you're going to place your hands onto your sternum. Now, your sternum is this bony bit of your chest here, and you don't want your ribs to be down. Two reasons. Number one, it compresses the lungs. You can't breathe properly. Number two, it causes your weight to be forward, which puts more strain on your back. So hand onto your sternum, lift up. Now, as you lift up here like this, let your shoulder drop down. All right, so you come into that position there, and you should find then your arm hangs down nicely by its sides. Okay, so from that position, we're going to start with our deep breath in. So you're going to take your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, and then slow breath out, release down. And then roll your shoulders. And then again. Now the breathing is really important for us to practice. And then release down. That looks great. Roll your shoulders, and then one more time, deep breath in. Okay, and then breath out. Okay, so we're going to start on the chair. Now you can have any kind of chair, but a firm chair is better. And you want to make sure that your ball is at the back to hold you in position. I'm going to turn to the side so you can have a look. So in this position here, where the ball is, you want to be able to keep the back upright. Without the ball being there, people will tend to slump into the chair. You know, I think it comes from being in school, doesn't it? So place the ball into that position. Hang on, I'm coming round. And then, ooh, see, I knew I need my chair back for a reason. Okay, and then you do the same thing. So kneecaps in line with your second toe, kneecaps in line with your hips, hand onto your sternum, roll your shoulders up, back and down. So we're going to start with your shoulder. You're going to bring your shoulder up and down. Now sometimes the chair gets in the way. So if you can, try and lift as if you're trying to reach back for something. You know, if you're sitting in the car and you want to get something from the footwell behind, do that kind of reach back. Same thing with the elbow. Turn as if you're going to put the safety belt on. Yeah, maybe it's in somebody else's car, so you don't know where it is. You can't just do that. Think about having to look for the safety belt and taking the arm. Same thing with the full arm. Take the arm right the way back behind you and watch you don't hit the chair. So you might find that you move your upper body a little bit, and if you don't get dizzy, you can take turn your head and have a look where your hand is going. And again, one more time. Lovely. Okay, so from there, wrap around your ribs, wrap around your shoulders, tuck your head in, and then semaphore arms. So open out, and then tuck in again, and then open out. Okay, so you're going to tuck in and open, lovely, and then tuck in and open. Have a little feel. Now I'm going to turn sideways on, because what happens is, even though the ball is there, you round your shoulders and you lift up. Okay, so you can use the ball to help you move into position. Lovely, and again, tuck in and open. Are we happy? And then release. Okay, so the next movement is going to be your feet. So you're just going to walk your feet up and down. Now your calf muscles work quite hard in this. You can place your hands onto your thighs and add a little bit of resistance if you want to. Then both up and both down. Hands down by your side. We're now going to do one heel and toy soldier arms. Now with the toy soldier arms, your thumb is up, but you pull your little finger back. So your hand doesn't finish here by your hip. It pulls behind you, and then see if you can do opposite arm and leg. Okay, so nice, steady, moving the arms, using that ball to help you back into position, lifting your heel up off the floor. 2 more goes, 1 more time, and then recover. Okay, imagine you're picking something up off the floor and coming back up. Pick something off the floor and back up. So don't let all your body weight come over, because it can pull you too much. Imagine you're reaching down and then pulling back up. Use your shoulder to help lift. Lovely. And again, 1 more time. Good work. Okay, so this one is click your safety belt in, throw away the key. So you want to turn your head and then look at your hand. Okay, and again, turn your head and look at your hand. We change over to the other side. So turn your head and look at your hand. Tuck your head in and open. Lovely. And again, 1 more time. There we go. Okay, are we happy now? All right, so sitting with that ball, remember, into your lower back. You're going to just wriggle as if you are, you know, like a bear against a tree. So just lean and wriggle. Now move the back into the lumbar spine area, so between the rib cage and the hip. And again, do this kind of movement. You can do toy soldier arms, but you want to push and wriggle against the ball. Now take the ball further up again. I'm going to turn sideways on so you can have a look. So it kind of wants to be at the top of the chair, yeah? And you'll notice you'll be a bit slumped here, but that's fine. And do that kind of a twisty movement, nice and easy. And then do semaphore arms. Push into the ball and then release. And again, push into the ball and then release. 2 more goes. Push in and then release. Okay. So you're going to take the ball away, you're going to shuffle forwards so that the majority of your thigh is on the floor and that you have a gap between you and the back of the chair. You're going to take the ball, you're going to push it down to the floor and then you're going to reach it up to the ceiling. So I'm going to turn sideways on again so you can have a little look. Okay, so press down and then reach up. So notice I'm not going over. Now when you're pressing down, squeeze the ball and feel like you're pressing it through water. Okay, so taking it down. Now this time, as you lift up, lift your heel, this heel, off the floor, press your foot down, lean. If you're feeling good, lift your foot just off the floor, yeah, and then take it down. One more time, lift your foot just off the floor. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to take this now into your safety belt. So it goes to your hip and away. Then you're going to squeeze it tight and push down and then release it as it comes up. So squeeze it tight, breathe out. Now, if you're feeling good, as this comes down, lift this heel off the floor. Notice I'm not saying right and left. Lift the heel. And then if you're feeling good, lift your foot. If you don't like lifting your foot, keep it flat. And again. Lovely. Back to the centre. Change arms. All right, so sitting up tall, remember lift the sternum. Press the ball down, comes to your shoulder. Push it up to the ceiling. Yeah, so you take it down, push down, and then come back up. Now, if you can, when you're pressing down, squeeze the ball. Imagine you're pushing it through deep water, and then think about it coming out of the water. So compress the ball, press against the water, and then release it. Now, if you're feeling all right, this leg, as you come up, the heel comes off the floor. You can go slower than me if you want to, heel down. And if you feel really good, foot off the floor. Yeah? And then taking it down. It's going to do 2 more. Reach up. Remember, you're going to work your core for this. Take it down 1 more time. Reach up. Okay, so this ball is now coming to this hip. And then it's going out on the diagonal. Now you squeeze as it comes down, and then you're going to lift this foot up. Okay, so lift your foot up, press your foot down. Lift your foot up and press your foot down. 2 more goes. Lift your foot up and press your foot down. 1 more time. Lift your foot up and press. Good work. Okay, let's place the ball between your kneecaps and you need to sit back now into your chair. Okay, now if you're a short person and your feet don't touch the floor, keep your heels off the floor. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze the ball, bring your arms together. Release, press your arms down. Lift up and squeeze your arms together. And down. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think about making your waist smaller. Okay, so as you squeeze and you bring your arms in, imagine you're gathering your stomach muscles and then you're letting them all hang out. Okay, gather them in. Ooh, make your waist as small as you can and then release. 2 more goes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lovely. And then release. One more time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good work. Okay, let's take the ball now and come and sit forwards again. This time, your elbows are going to point out to the walls and not down to the floor. You can either use your fingers to crush or you can use your palms. So you lift your sternum up and you push, but you keep your elbows wide. So you're going to take a deep breath in, breathe out, press the ball, elbows out, squeeze your stomach, and then release. Okay, so breath in, breathe out, press the ball, squeeze your stomach muscles, make your waist smaller, and then if you want to, you can release. Now, if you're happy, stay doing that. If you think you can do more work, when you push in with the ball, lift your right foot off the floor, and then drop the elbows as your leg comes down. Elbows out, push the ball, squeeze your belly, breathe out, and release. And again, push and breathe, and release. And again, press and breathe, and release. You've got 2 more goes. Press and breathe. Don't hold your breath. Remember, you want to blow out as if you're blowing out your birthday candles, and then release. Okay. So we're going to come up to standing, and I want you to practice a way of doing that. So one foot, your dominant leg, your stronger leg's going to come slightly forwards, and the other one's going to tuck back with the heel off the floor. This is going to give you a push forwards. You can use your ball, take a breath in, squeeze the ball, and push and stand up. Okay, so you're going to use the chair. You can stand this way, all right? So you can see me. I'm going to stand this way so you can see what I'm trying to do. Place the ball onto the chair in front of you, and you're going to step your right foot underneath the chair, and you're going to stand up really tall. Now your left leg is going to go back, and your heel is going to be off the floor. Not off the floor a little bit, really off the floor, and your sternum is going to be lifted. Now, when we're doing this, what you want to do is to just break contact with the floor. Okay, so we don't want a big movement. I want a small movement, as if it's like a little bit of like a suction break-in. Okay, so if you're not sure, have a quick look. So one leg is forward, the other leg is back, and all you do is foot off the floor. Can you see how small that is? So it's not like a big movement. It is foot off the floor. Foot off the floor. Make sure your butt is working. Yeah, so just up and off. Up and off. Now the leg you're standing on, make sure that hip stays beneath your shoulder and you're not slumping into it. Make sure you're not leaning on the chair and leaning forwards. I know all the cheats, okay? I've been teaching this for a while. And then release. So left foot forward, right foot back, heel off the floor, chest up, yeah, hips forward. Take the weight off the floor. And again. So just a little pop. A little bit of a suction break-in, yet not a big motor movement. It is just that much, yeah? And again, up. One more time, lift. Okay, we happy? All right. So this time, stepping away from the chair, slide your right leg under your chair and slide it back. Now when you slide your right leg under, bend your left knee. So I want you to imagine stepping down off the curb, okay? Or going down the steps. So you want to bend your knee, slide your foot. And again, same leg. Bend your knee. Now when you're bending, I actually now want you to push your hip back and push your hip forward. Yeah, push your hip back. Notice my back is straight. Okay, so I'm not headbutting the chair. And then release. Move your hips. So standing away, left leg slides forwards and then up. So notice to begin with, I just bend my knee a little bit. And then as I get better at it, I push my bum out, but I keep my back straight. So you can stay at the one that suits you. Keep it going, slide it under and up. And again, one more time. Good work. Okay, so the next one is for the side. Now this works both ways. So number one, you're supporting the standing leg. You think about that hip, knee and foot position, and you take your leg out to the side here and you do that little pop movement. So you don't want you to lift your leg and move. It literally just breaks contact with the floor. You keep standing behind your chair facing me. I'm going to stand here. My arm is out to the side. It's not resting. It's slightly away. I'm working my shoulder. Okay, my palm is down. So just lift my leg. Imagine you're trying to lift towards your hand. Up. Then if you feel okay, you can lift the other arm. So if you're standing on the chair, you can either do this one or you can do that one. Okay? And again. 2 more goes. 1 more time. And then recover. Okay, so we're going to try on to the other side. Standing leg, leg out, arm away. And remember, this bit stays still, all right? So you don't move this part. You don't lean with it. Okay, now you can either lift your leg to the hand or hold on with this hand and lift that arm. Okay, sometimes you might have a shoulder issue that stops you doing that. So do the one that suits you. 2 more goes. 1 more time. And then recover. Relax your hips. Okay. So we are now going to do exercises on the floor. You only need your band for this. And we're going to start with a hamstring stretch, okay? So take your time. I can't be bothered to put my mat out. You put your mats out. Okay. So when we're lying down, before you get on the floor, place the band underneath your right foot and then just play about with holding that leg in position. Now you don't want your band to be long like this, okay? You want to have a little bit of tension on the band and you want to feel that your arm and shoulder are moving that leg and not the leg moving on its own, okay? So it's not a leg exercise. Bring your leg in, and when you're here, just do a little circle around. Nice and easy, and then go circle around the other way. Taking your time as you're doing it. Okay, holding that band in, slide the other leg out. Now you're looking to feel the stretch here, mainly in what's called the belly of the muscle. So think about where your belly is in the middle. If you feel it behind your knee, don't release the knee like this, okay, to stop it, but simply get your leg straight and just pull it in a little bit more. Now take the leg out to the side without your shoulders coming off the floor. Now take your leg over without your shoulder coming off the floor. You should feel that here. Split the band, okay, and then place the other foot in. All right, so remember what I said about the band. You don't want it too loose. You want to be in control and moving that leg. Now you're going to circle the leg. So you're going to use your arm, circle that leg around, and then you're going to circle around the other way. Happy? Okay, so from that position, slide that leg out. Don't let the knee bend and take the leg away to the side. Lovely. Now bring the leg over and take it over the other way. Happy days, everybody. And then back to the centre. Okay, take the band off. And you're going to take both your arms to the side, both your knees to the other side. Let your body relax in this position. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, come up and over the other way. And again, deep breath in. And you almost want to sigh. and let everything relax. So feel the stretch anywhere between, all the way up your armpit, middle back, lower back, hip. You might even feel it in the groin area. And change over to the other side. Okay, so this stretch next one we'll probably do every single week, and that is to hold underneath your thigh, but use your shoulders to bring that leg down and straighten the other leg out. Now with this leg that's here, I want you to just lift a little and bend a little. It doesn't have to be too much. Now if you've got sciatica and this aggravates it, just keep the knee pulled in. And what I mean by that is I don't want your leg to be hanging on your arms. I want your arms to pull your leg towards your body. Okay, take that foot now across on the opposite knee and use this hand to keep your knee out to the side. If that's enough stretch, stay there. If you want to do more, lift your leg up. And if you want to, just rock and roll just a little bit. Lovely. Okay, change over to the other side. So you hold underneath the knee and hold in. Straighten out the other leg and let your hip relax. Lift the leg up and then down. And you want to go to that point that's called the stretch threshold so you can feel it work. Okay? And again, one more time. And now take that foot across onto this knee. Use this hand to press the knee out. And then taking a deep breath in. Now, if you find you can't lift your leg, just stay here, but make sure that knee doesn't end up pointing towards you. You want to say, don't look at me, go away. Okay? And then you'll feel it in the hip. But if you can lift up, you can turn around. Okay, last little bit is over onto our front. Oh, stay there, I forgot. Quad stretch. Hold on to your foot. Now I find it's easier to straighten that bottom leg out. Use your shoulder to pull back and then pull your leg back so you feel the stretch. And again, the belly of the muscle, the middle of the thigh. Just roll over onto the other side. Here we go. Pull back. And then just lie onto your front. Okay. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up and come back into your child's pose. Now with this, your feet come in, but your knees are wide and your head is on the mat. Now, if you're flexible and your hips can go down, that's great. Otherwise, you might want to wriggle. And then come up onto your hands and knees. Now, from this position, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you want to work from the tailbone through the middle of the back, all the way to the top. And then from the tailbone, through the middle of the back, and then to your head, neck and face. Okay, so tuck, 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 tuck. And then taking it down. And again, one more time. Okay, so coming off the floor is always problematic. So if your chair is nearby, what you can do with your chair here is put one hand on the seat, one hand on the top. Step and push and lift up. Otherwise, come off the floor and we're all going to sit back down onto our chair. Get the ball again and put the ball back onto your lower back area. Okay, so it's right down low. From this position, semaphore arms. Now in the semaphore arms here, the ball is low. Okay, excuse me, push it into the ball. Come away, but don't lean back. Okay, so push into the ball and come away. Now remember what I said, if you've got short legs, lift your heels off the floor. I think this is a high chair. And again, 2 more goes, everybody. Lovely. and then release. Okay, take your right hand on your left knee, take your left hand onto the chair and turn and look this way. And then change over. So left hand, right hand, and then release. Now move the ball to the middle, okay, lumbar spine area. 7 foot arms, push in, but this time watch, take your arms above your head. So push in. Or if you've got shoulder problems or arthritis or osteoporosis, take your arms here. And press. And then the last little bit is the ball high up. Remember how it looked? Now you want to rub your shoulders. Now I want you to tuck your chin down. And as your chin comes down, is to push into the ball. Then just release. Okay, so you don't tilt your head back. So tuck your chin down, push into the ball, and then release. Okay, and then one more time. So push into the ball, and then release. Okay, so this is a weird one. Pull your chin back, push your head back of your head that way, and then let go. And again, push, as if you're trying to pop the ball. Turn your head to the side, place your right hand on your chin. You're going to push your head that way and resist the movement. And then release, and then change over to the other side. Okay, now move the ball back to where it feels comfortable for you. So if you wherever you find it's the best, stay there. Check that your feet are hip distance apart. Release your shoulders. Hold onto your chair. Tilt your head to the side, but make sure that you don't lean and your shoulder doesn't lift. Okay, so you keep that shoulder pulled down. You should feel the stretch here through the side of the neck. Then release. Hold onto the chair. Tilt your head. Roll your shoulders. Okay. So we're going to come up and out of the chair now using our leg movement. So remember, you tuck one under, heel off the floor. Your heel leads the way. You go heel to toe. Stand up. All right, so feet are hip distance apart. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, and we're going to do a fascia rub. If you find it difficult to stand in your feet in the hip distance apart position, stand with your feet wider, but don't slump. You want to start by finding the edge of your skull. So what we're doing here is we're trying to release some of the neck muscles that often get tight when we've got lower back issues because of that forward position I told you about in the beginning. With your thumbs, you want to kind of feel all the knots. And where it feels like a little bit, ooh, you want to pay attention. So kind of work into that area as much as you can. Now come round to the side to where your jaw opens and closes. You push inwards and yawn. Okay? It's hard to stop yawning then. Okay, now find the gaps between your rib cage. And I want you to feel that muscle and massage the muscle. Either use your fingers or the heel of your hand or your knuckles. Okay, it can feel quite sore. Then change over to the other side. You don't have to go underneath your top. You can go over the top. You can use the heel of your hand or your knuckles, whichever you find is best. Using the heel of your hand, move the arm skin away from the arm muscle. Come up and across, and then change over to the other side. Okay, we've got 2 more to do. So find that lump of muscle that's above your hip joint and push it down, okay, as if you're pressing it away. Now you're going to come down the side of your leg with the heel of your hand. Come to your knee and use the 2 middle fingers and pull up towards your hip. So heel of your hand presses down, 2 fingers pull up. One more time, heel of your hand presses down and up. Okay, so try over to the other side. Massage the top muscle, okay, you'll feel it come into your hip. Heel of your hand, 2 fingers on the way up. And again, heel of your hand and down. I think we did 3 on the other side, didn't we? You can do both sides at the same time if you're good. Rub the front of your thighs, rub the backs of your thighs. Now, we are going to do 4 square breathing. 4 square breathing has been shown to help you get into deep sleep and stay in deep sleep. So if you're somebody who struggles to go to sleep because of back pain, you follow this breathing pattern for 5 minutes. Don't set yourself a timer, kind of aim for about 20 to 25 repetitions. And if you forget where you are, you start again. You don't need to use your arms, but it might help to begin with when we're in the standing position. So it's a 4-second count in. So it goes in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Breath out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, breath in. Breath out. If you feel your shoulders are problematic, do the breath in here and then breath out. Breath in. Breath out. One more time, breath in. And then breath out. And there we go. An interesting way of doing back care exercises. I really enjoy teaching seated Pilates. It's definitely for people who can't get up and down off the floor, whether that's a temporary thing, they've twisted their knee or something, or whether that is a more permanent thing because they've got arthritis or any kind of walking difficulties. It's a busy class for me. I was thinking I'll probably get 5 or 6. I've probably got between 12 and 14 members in that class. And I hope you've enjoyed it. But if you do like the seated one, what I try and do over these next few weeks, and it's going to be weird because we're changing classes as well, is to give you different sessions so that you can go back to the ones that you liked. So we're not doing the same one every week, if that makes sense. I hope the breathing will help you sleep well. I've certainly noticed a difference. So I read about this experiment. I listened to the guy who talks about it, and it worked. Okay, it works for me. I found I go into deep sleep for longer and I stay there. And if I wake up in the night and I do that breathing pattern and go back to sleep, it's getting to be a bit of a nightmare because I'm finding it hard to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. There we go. Hope you've enjoyed. See you tomorrow. Bye.